Hey guys, what's going on? Super Deathbot here. I am bringing you kind of an unboxing slash review on this guy. Um, Kind of trying something different with this one. I haven't really spent much time with him at all. I've done some research, I've seen some pictures, and checked out some other reviews and things like that. But I saw him at the store, so I just picked him up and kind of gonna give you a as I go review and first impressions. Um, like with most imports, there are some really awesome things that they do, and some things that I don't always quite understand, but I guess that could be said with really any figure brand. I will always say that imports paint are usually really awesome, and I can't say that this guy would do anything to make me feel otherwise. I know Mafex can be hit or miss for people. Me too. I have got a few Mafex figures, and so far, I like them. The Batman is actually one of my favorite figures I got this year, so I'll continue to get the line until they give me something that I just really hate, and or I'll probably still see after that, because that's just one thing. Getting into his paint, I think the paint work on the coat is pretty cool because it's so metallic, and so is the sculpt work. Um, the paint on his face is not bad by any means. Um, there's something about it, and I know he had a really clean look in the movie, but I don't think this clean. You know, you could see his textures and his pores and stuff like that, and I don't really expect that level of detail out of this. Sometimes they do give it to us, but I think more maybe some skin patches showing through, or maybe some rough paint on it would have helped it sell more like Jared Leto to me. But overall, I think they did a pretty decent job on it. Maybe just not my favorite kind of paint. So, however, if you pop his arms off, which kind of happens a little easy, like a little more easily than I would like it to happen, we'll see some really cool detail. But the arms they're not like bad. They've fallen off a few times, so it's not like a huge thing, but it can be a pain in the ass sometimes. The paintwork on his tattoos, though, is really, really awesome. I mean, they did a great job. They did a good job on the sculpt on the body. I mean, the card is even in the neck, so that way you can put them in different positions and it still kind of lines up. You know, it's not going to be perfect, but it's cool that they actually took the time to put the card on the neck. All the text you can see really well. There's some good texture in his skin. The lines are, I think, as they should be, you know, and I'm right up on this, and everything is still pretty clean. So, overall, I like the figure so far. I mean, the pants are cool and stuff like that. I like that they say Arkham. Obviously, they would, but you know what? I think the design of this figure in general just kind of bothers me a little bit, and that's nothing to do with Mafex or anyone else who makes a figure about this guy. I just think it was kind of a crappy design, as far as the movie goes, you know. No shoes, which I get from the inmate, and the trench coat wasn't like the coolest outfit he wore. You know, I love the tuxedo one, and it would have been cool to see him in the straitjacket or something like that, but, you know, they'll probably come out with other versions. The paint details on him, though, are really good. Like, his tattoos and everything are really impressive to me. Even as small as they are, the detail is really, really great. I do wish that, I know we did see it in the movie, so I kind of wish Mafex gave us skin-toned arms, so that way when you took his coat off and you wanted to show off the tattoos and things like that, that you had some arms to go with it. I would have paid a little bit extra for that, or maybe even a deluxe one or something like that. But I'm not going to complain. So far, I really like him. He does come with an additional head sculpt, which I do like and I think is pretty cool. It's the Screaming head sculpt, or, you know, the Home Alone head sculpt, if you will. I've seen about 10 million memes. But the teeth are cool. The eyes are cool. The sculpt work on the hair is good, and I like the color. I like the bright green, because if you take some darker shots and stuff like that, it'll still really translate well through. The scar is not bad. I think I might give it a go repainting this guy's face, both of them, just to give it a little more edginess and stuff like that. So, but overall, I think paint and sculpt work are good. Moving on to articulation, it's pretty good. The jacket doesn't really hinder, but see, just like that, if you don't really like push into the joint when you're moving it, the arm kind of just pops right out. And I think it's because the jacket is kind of fighting against the joint a little bit. But I mean, if you're moving it around stuff, it's not loose or anything like that. It just kind of sometimes pops out. But his leg does pull down, which we've been seeing a little bit. His knees, I'm not crazy about that, but what are you going to do? I mean, how else do you do it? I'm not going to complain about it. I like that it looks like a full pant when it's down. The wrinkles and stuff are really cool. He does have articulated feet. And I think for what this is, he has a little bit better articulation than I thought. But like I said, I don't know if it's just mine, but the arms do pop out a little bit, I do like that the joints can go up and you can look like he's wearing the jacket, and it doesn't necessarily look like it's an arm inside of a jacket all the time. You can push those up and really make it look like he's got the jacket on. As far as accessories go, I haven't really taken them out yet, but he does come with some hands and stuff like that. He comes with the cane, the gun, which I will take out and show you right now. Probably not going to bust out all the hands just yet. One thing I did notice, and I'll put the hand on to show you, but he can't really bend his arm to cover his mouth with the hand. So that's a little bit disappointing, because that's kind of the purpose of that tattoo. So here we have his cane, which is painted and sculpted nicely. I don't really have any complaints about it. It's got the metallic paint. It's got a few details. I mean, it's not a complicated item to make, but they did a good job. Same thing with his gun. The gun's really cool. It has some nice detail on it. The paintwork is really good on it, stuff like that. So, trying to get this in focus here. Sorry, guys. But yeah, as you can see, the light shining on it. It's metallic. It's got good detail. It looks like the gun he used, so no complaints there at all with accessories. Accessories are always good with Mafex, figure arts, stuff like that. I don't usually have too many complaints about anything like that, just a few things I would have liked. I'll pop his other head sculpt on too so you can see. His head actually pops off pretty easily and goes back on pretty easily as well. So you can see there what the head sculpt looks like. I don't know that I would display it with this one on too much or anything like that, but you can use it for some cool shots. I also said I would put the hand on, so we'll do that. If I can get the hand on. So yeah, I mean, you can't really, you can kind of put it up, and maybe in a shot it will kind of look like his hand is there, but the distance, with the elbow and the way it is, that's why I kind of wish they gave some flesh arms. But I guess in a picture, you can kind of play the angles. As far as size comparisons go, I didn't mean to take that off actually. He stands roughly 6 inches. He fits pretty good in scale with non-import 6-inch scale. Deadpool's just a tiny bit taller than him, like maybe half a head, so Joker's just under that. Mafex Batman is a little taller than him too, but I always want Batman to be taller than the Joker, so I don't really have any complaints there. So as you can see, he will fit right in scale with basically anything that you collect that is 6-inch scale. So the other one I want to compare him with is Figure Arts Harley Quinn, which I love, which I will be doing a review of next. And she's small enough, I think, for every scale, which is perfect. And there you have your King and Queen of Arkham and Suicide Squad, and those are my quick opinions on the Mafex Joker. If you really like the design and you really like Leto in the movie and stuff, I would say maybe pick this guy up. Or if you want to wait for one of the cooler designs, I could completely understand that. Also, if you're just kind of iffy about the figure or don't really love Suicide Squad or the design, I'd probably say it's a figure you could pass on, for the value. These figures usually run you anywhere from $55 to $85, sometimes higher, depending on where you get them and what they come with and stuff like that. So, I mean, if it's not a figure that you just feel like you need to have the design and the character, I'd say maybe wait for a cooler one. Other than that, if you're like me, I love all things Joker and Harley Quinn, so I like to pick that stuff up. So those are my opinions on that, and I will be doing Figure Arts Harley Quinn next, so look for that. Thanks, guys.